This is The Last Podcast with Brian Renaud and Sheena Thornton, presented by Random Max.
Today we're going to be watching the 1978 horror classic Halloween, directed by John Carpenter, scored by John Carpenter, co-written with producer Deborah Hill.
Do you feel like they're too old looking to
No.
play teenagers, or you think they're good?
I think they're the perfect age, and I think Deborah Hill wrote them to sound the perfect age. Like, she wrote them
love
as
the
teenagers.
lines.
Yeah, like...
See, I'm like, I can't really see it because movies I saw when I was young, even Grease, I'm like, I don't see them as too old because I just accepted what was put in front of me.
We shouldn't accept that.
so I think one of the main reasons I've always loved this movie so much is because I'm from the suburbs of Chicago and like similar area to where it's based, and so I always kind of felt it was so real.
Yeah.
I felt like I could live in Haddonfield, Illinois.
You could.
Yeah.
You do. We do.
Don't
Yeah,
take
the
a
crew
shot.
is running around this house right now, flipping on lights, moving equipment. The cameraman, the operator's running around the house. And then at one point, when they go into the home, Deborah Hill is the hand.
Yes.
They couldn't find a
Yes.
fucking hand of a
She's the
child
hand
to
that
work
reaches
this late.
towards the drawer.
So she just fucking goes in, and she also walks like up the stairs. Deborah Hill's Michael Myers right here.
Yeah,
So
the whole opening sequence.
there's a thing where they're like 5 people play Michael Myers here. It's somebody that is the face of Michael Myers, like an actor. Nick Castle, of course, is the bulk of Michael Myers. Like, several stunt people step in. But nobody credits Deborah for being a 6-year-old young
like the
Michael.
First
She
Michael
is-
on camera, not?
She's the first Michael on camera before the kid's on camera.
Right,
I'm sorry, I
that's
don't know
a-
the kid's name.
Little Mikey.
Little Mikey. That
And I
kid.
believe that when they go upstairs, they had to turn all the electricity off downstairs.
Yes, they
'cause
only-
didn't have enough.
They only also painted.
They literally fucked for 3 seconds. If
He's
that.
done.
Like, this is such bullshit. They were.
This
There's
is
no
high-
way.
this
he
is
must
high school.
have come
Immediately.
in his pants
Yeah.
while they were like
Yep. This is high school.
came.
Cometh.
He must have come.
Cometh.
I went to high school. They teach us about
this
the
is high school.
tenses
you
of
fuck
coming.
for 5 seconds and you think it's cool, and then you brush your hair for 20 minutes.
I know this isn't the first movie to ever do it, but just like the walking as Michael is so brilliant.
The cameraman almost tripped here, saved his own life, came back up the stairs. Deborah Hill is also like right next to him on this tiny staircase apparently, and they only painted the parts of this abandoned house that they needed to paint.
That was in the light. Like,
Yeah.
The TV version, I mean,
You still get titties, I
it's
think,
so
in the TV
interesting, like
version.
in the 70s and 80s, how important the broadcast of TV versions was. Oh.
This is some Hitchcock shit
He
right
looks
here.
at his hand, like,
He's like, let me watch me. It's the equivalent
Right.
of like
in
fucking,
case it's not clear what's happening.
It's the equivalent of fucking Christian Bale like watching himself in the mirror in American Psycho as he fucks. He's like, let me watch
Basically,
this.
yeah, that's
shit,
a good
but I'm sick,
comparison.
so I don't know what sex is.
But if you notice, the bed was messed up, so they do imply that, like, sex was had. And let me tell you, his mom must be on some good drugs because
She's
he's holding a knife.
calm.
She's just hands in pockets, does not give a fuck. Great opening sequence.
Yeah.
Amazing scoring.
Not one take. You think it's one take? There's a
But
cut.
it feels like the
There's a
one.
cut,
Yeah.
and the cut happens when she grabs that mask.
And here is the movie star, Donald Pleasance.
Donald Pleasance,
And Marion Chambers, the nurse.
therapist extraordinaire, Loomis.
Way oversteps his boundaries multiple times.
Way oversteps his boundaries, but also like, is
But-
Michael listening to his therapist at all? This movie you see in a lot of other movies, and it's strange when you realize it. I would leave Loomis here. I'd go.
I mean,
I'd go.
you don't assume he's gonna have, like, superhuman...
But all of the patients are outside, and that's enough for me
Yeah,
to
that's
leave.
true. She was way too calm.
Yeah,
Why did
all
she
of the-
unroll the window at all?
Michael Myers has not only liberated himself, he has liberated everyone in the Smiths Grove Sanitarium. So once you see them all walking around, I'd be like, Loomis, don't get out of the car.
Aw. She made this so long ago, and now she's back as, like, a little old lady. She was like a little old lady in H2O, and that was 20 years ago.
But she looked great, but
I
she
mean,
was
yeah.
perceived as a little old lady, and it was weird.
especially in the 90s, like, after 45, you were an old lady.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
I just love, like, filming this, she never imagined, like, wow, 40-some years later, I'm gonna still be playing this fucking part.
That's how I feel about Jamie Lee Curtis. I wonder if she's like, fuck, I'm still doing this.
I mean, after she did number 2, she was like, fuck this, I am done.
And now she's like, I'm still here.
She just accepted the fact that it's part of her. Like, it's a huge role. So I know it doesn't really look like a Illinois neighborhood suburb. No, you can see palm trees.
Yeah, I know. It's like sometimes you can catch a quick palm tree, but like for the most part, they picked up those 3 bags of leaves that they painted.
No,
and
they did a very good job.
Happen.
But there are moments where it's not totally successful.
No, there's not. Yeah, like you see a couple palm trees.
And the grass is so green. The trees are so green. There's leaves on the ground, but the trees are so green.
This is California for sure. And this is why I don't think they're really siblings, because why the fuck would this adopted dad who knows what's going on say, drop that key off, baby, at the Myers house? I think that Michael Myers just stepped out on his return and made a weird connection to his babysitter who was blonde and also his older sister and said, this girl's dropping a key off at my house. This is my sister. I must do it again. She didn't. He's fucked.
Yeah.
There's no backstory for the shape, but I think that it is... He just thinks this is his older sister that he didn't successfully kill. And now he's got to stalk her and her loved ones.
Right, I mean, he's always, like, presented as so animalistic, so she goes to his door, he's right
and he's
there.
like, I'm here.
You can totally pick up her scent.
I've come home. You kind of look like my sister.
To me, it's kind of weird that, like, in the new versions, they're not related, and she's still so obsessed with him. It's like, without that connection, it doesn't work as well for me.
Yeah.
But I do understand why they ditched it, but, like...
I prefer them to be siblings because she is so invested, because she could have moved. She could have gone to Italy. She could have left.
H2O, she fakes her death and moves to California.
She could have, but
so
she could have left the
that.
country. Like, she could have gone. She could have gone to witness protection.
Breathing heavy. Right
Oh,
on the other side of the door.
The boogeyman. He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you.
Yeah, little Tommy Doyle, who's
I
also
love
back
Tommy
for
Doyle.
the new one.
I love Tommy Doyle
And
as
he came
Paul
back
Rudd.
for Halloween 6, Paul Rudd.
I love Tommy Doyle as Paul Rudd.
I would say that Halloween 6 is my least favorite, but...
Yeah.
Well,
I like...
Resurrection.
I was gonna say, there's Resurrection that's involved.
Tyra Banks making a cappuccino and...
And Busta Rhymes just being there.
If anybody is listening to this while watching the movie, they have not heard a second of the movie.
No.
I could also do This Look Is Drag.
Laurie
Just
Strode?
the 2 of us in the tights and the skirt.
Yeah. That song gets stuck in my head often. I wish
They
I
wrote
had
it into
you
a full song
all
for the new one.
alone. What?
For Halloween 2018, they did it as a full song.
No!
Some band did it, yeah. He's so thin
Just
here.
the two of us.
He gets so old throughout the franchise. It's
Pleasant?
Yeah, you really see him, like, aging throughout the sequels.
You know. That's my favorite part where he's like, he doesn't know how to drive. He's like, well, someone taught him.
Yeah,
He's
people
doing
say
a
he was just taught at the sanitarium.
Great fucking job. No!
Sanitarium?
How would he be taught at the sanitarium?
Because, like, think of, like people, like, have jobs within
That's
places
prison.
You don't fucking know Smith's Grove, bitch.
I mean, Smith's Grove seemed like a place where people would be let free and just wander around the grounds.
You would think of all people.
So I don't know if anybody
but
would
he's been
teach
quiet
him.
for many years. Like, they could trust him to do a delivery
I
or
would
something.
never once be like, Michael,
I don't know. Driving is also...
you giant killer.
I don't know.
Get
It's
behind
not
the
that-
wheel.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Is that William Shatner?
It is William Shatner. Psycho had the first flushing toilet.
Michael's also really thin here. I love this that we walk with the kid. It's so creepy.
Look at this.
It did stick out to me when I was a kid watching this. Like, I was like, why do these schools in Illinois have outdoor hallways and, like, lockers and stuff? Because we could never here in February. Are you kidding?
Right.
Even in October, like, it'd be freezing sometimes. So
That's so weird because I've never thought that. I didn't grow up in Illinois.
yeah.
Holy shit.
I've always been like, man, I want to, like, have a place where I have a locker outside.
No, you can't do that.
No.
Look, we gotta get
I
the
can
shot.
also do drag as Tommy Doyle. I have that wig already.
How does Michael know direction?
I mean, Smith's Grove is not far.
But also, like, he's been cooped up for 15. He wouldn't know.
But Smiths Grove and Haddonfield are not far, so there's probably a sign like really close to the place. He drove away from the place. And there's a sign.
I guess he was 6. So yeah, I was like, can Michael read? Yeah,
He can definitely read.
This performance is just fucking gold. But he still doesn't catch it.
That there's a body over here.
This is a full body, just like seconds away, like
Wouldn't
steps.
you keep looking?
I
when
would
you saw all this?
100% keep walking
He's like,
towards.
oh heavens!
Especially when I
leaves.
saw this comes back. Especially when I saw this, I would keep going. You keep walking. Why?
Yeah, you would definitely.
I would at least go this far. Like it's steps away.
This poor mustachioed man.
I love Linda so much. When I first watched this, I never appreciated Linda enough. I was very much Jamie Lee Curtis, very much Annie.
Totally.
I never knew how much Linda penetrated me as a person.
Penetrated?
Yeah.
My goodness.
She just went right in. My young, impressionable self really picked up on Linda. I say totally as an adult a lot. And you were the first person, I think, to ever call me out on it. Totally never showed. Also, I really identify with Annie.
Same.
Who's your favorite of these 3?
Definitely Annie. I love her.
Yeah.
I love her. She's so sassy.
Is that why we're friends? Because I have Annie's haircut, and
You
also
do have her exact haircut.
and I'm also sassy.
Not that I want to spoil anything. Although if you're watching this for the first time, you
Then
should not
good
be
luck
listening
to
to
you.
us.
Yeah, no, you
But
shouldn't
like
be.
her later on when she gets stuck in the window and shit,
That's
like
me.
that's iconic.
That's
like,
me.
I fucking love that.
Where I'm like,
scene.
this bitch won't come out and let me out. I'm babysitting
would
her.
say the
I'm also
first-
gonna leave her.
The first Halloween movie I saw was part 5.
What?
And I saw it on TV at my grandparents' house while I was house sitting. And it horrified me. And then I went back and I watched this one after that.
I watched this. I was probably like 11 years old.
See, there's all these leaves on the ground, but none of the trees are,
no,
have any
no tree.
color.
They had to pick all these up after. Could you imagine being that? I would say intern, but they didn't have an intern. I don't
Nope,
think.
the
I think it's
intern
just
was
them.
Deborah.
I think it's just
Right.
Deborah and John Carpenter.
John
and,
Carpenter was like smoking
Nick
pot
Castle just
over
fucking
on the other side of the set.
They're
and
just
Deborah's
like,
picking
yeah,
up
they're
leaf
just like,
after leaf.
let's get these leaves in here. This is so great. Where she's like, yo, come here. He loves you.
He says he wants to take you out tonight.
I love Annie. She's so silly.
Yes. And Lori's like, oh, okay.
She starts
well,
running. She's
I
like,
am
I'm
really desperate for
She's
a
like,
date.
fuck Ben Tramer, I guess.
You can totally tell she wanted to laugh when she bumps into him.
I think she looks the most high school age.
Yeah, she's
But
quite
she
baby faced.
does look quite old. They all kind of do, but it's not Grease old. Those people are like 35
I don't
years
think
old.
any of them look old.
Grease is... They're in Greece. They're like 35
In
years
Greece,
old.
Rizzo's
Rizzo's
straight up a
46.
middle-aged
Yeah,
woman.
Rizzo's like 46 years old, puffing on cigs.
No, not 46.
46, puffing on ciggies.
Just
He's
appeared
gone
so fast.
immediately. Fashion I remember.
She didn't even look away, and he's just gone.
Holy shit.
I love to think about him being like,
I was like, just
Scuttling
running
away.
behind these trees. Annie, you bitch.
man, remember using landline phones?
Annie didn't even try to like mumble something out while she was chewing.
Maybe she
just-
did, and it was just
she
like a bad
just, like-
connection.
Silent the whole time.
Also, though, don't lay on your bed in your outside clothes.
He's right. Don't lay on your bed in your outside clothes. I don't understand when they like, we're getting ahead, but like when they pull up to her dad, like, wouldn't the car be full of smoke?
Oh, I thought the same thing.
Wouldn't
but-
he smell it?
Yeah, like they're literally smoking weed in a car.
And they're just like, and their eyes are
My
fucking
dad!
like, their eyes are low, like Jamie Lee Curtis is
There's
just like
no
this the whole time.
way. There's no way.
She's just silent, just like looking. Yeah, like he knows. And then they continue, like the moment they pull away, they're like, light up again, let's go.
But yeah, they're fucking smoking in a car, which most people don't even smoke a fucking joint in the car because of how stanky it is. But they're smoking just casually, and they're just about to see her dad.
And
Oh,
Michael
God.
Myers is behind them, trailing them right now.
Where did he come from? And how did he know what car to look for? Where are we?
Loomis isn't taking anybody's shit this entire fucking movie.
Everybody else has so many outfits, and he just wears a brown suit.
He's like, look, he's like, I know this motherfucker's gonna kill everybody, and
That man must be strong to take out a tombstone.
he's a half giant.
Have you seen the feature film Tombstone?
No, what? This you and me. If I was driving a car right now, this would be us.
If we were in a car in 1978.
Yeah, this would be us right now. This is you and me.
But why wasn't this store open? Like, it's during the day.
Yeah, why is the alarm going off?
Why is the alarm going off like he just broke in at like 3 p.m.?
We're all slacking for the holiday? Like, what's up?
And it says open.
Did they hit the silent alarm?
I wonder what day of the week Halloween of 1978 was. Like, is this a Tuesday or a Thursday?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
It's
It was a
not my
Tuesday.
It's just
They
a
should have
regular
definitely been
person.
open. That was a Tuesday.
Oh, it is Michael.
Look at him just like doing like advanced
He straight up looked
fucking...
left and right.
Yeah, he's doing advanced
Was
driving.
that Michael?
That was Michael. He's doing advanced driving maneuvers, looking left and right.
He really looked left and right.
He looked
so
left
hard.
and right. He was like, I'm going to obey the rules of the road and
Such a
stop
good
at this
shot.
stop sign. I'm not going to...
Ugh, the late 70s. I wish movies still looked like this.
They could. Michael is just following people.
Right behind them.
Just like trailing them. Stay a bit back, bro.
It got dark really fast.
It gets dark really fast a couple times. It's like, boom. No hard brakes. We didn't see Michael go like this once in the car.
We didn't see him the whole time.
True facts. He could have had his mistakes in the
They
beginning.
cut out all that.
They cut out all of Michael's driving mistakes that he caught on.
Excited to revisit the house in the new one because
It's
I
back.
love when they revisit the house.
I love
Except
this
for
house.
Resurrection.
No, it's like I hate everything about Resurrection.
But
Can't
like in
stand
6, they revisit the house.
They do.
Have you seen the
Resurrections.
producer's cut?
No.
Oh, it's a completely different movie.
What?
It's a completely different movie.
How so?
It's a totally different movie with different scenes. Different deaths. Basically different characters.
It's the producer's cut.
Yes, I cannot... You call yourself a Halloween fan.
I like this movie. I don't know if I want to be in here.
I mean, they're too masculine, man.
I've never heard Loomis described as a masculine man.
I remember that jump scare that got me at least once.
Stop! There's a podcast that just did a Halloween episode, and he goes, and then boom! I can't even say it. He goes, then boom, a pipe comes through the window. And they're like, that's what startled you?
Good or evil, right or wrong. That's a terrible impression. That wasn't even an
Loomis?
impression.
Your Loomis impersonation is fantastic.
But it's cool they brought him back with his voice in H2O and in Halloween
Yeah.
2018.
He's that voiceover when they're like
Halloween-
panning over all the like evidence.
2018 should just been called Halloween H40. It was, they repeated a lot from that formula. They pretended like it was its own thing, but like...
It could only be called
20 more
Halloween.
years later.
It could only be H40 if Michelle Williams came back.
We need more white Michelle Williams.
I just
in
need
Halloween.
Michelle Williams in Halloween.
They should just keep making sequels where the survivors come back and battle him again. More Busta Rhymes.
More
white
Josh
Michelle
Hartnett.
Williams. Josh Hartnett.
More Josh Hartnett. More Michelle Williams.
I added so many R's.
Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett. Josh Hartnett and his messy hair is what I was trying
They
to
had the
get
same
at.
haircut that movie.
And
It was sick.
H2O has so many good moments.
Could you imagine?
The fucking elevator with the fucking dishes.
The dumbbell.
And they eat all the chicken nuggets that are for the other students.
And she shouts out, "No sex games until I've eaten."
I mean, same. Speaking of things that couldn't exist in Illinois, the laundry being in a separate building.
Yeah, this is a California thing.
You could like walk in to do your laundry in, once again, January,
no
February.
one would do their laundry.
People already don't do their laundry.
That's true. That's
I did a
pretty
lot
good.
of laundry today.
I did a lot of laundry the other day. I did 2 loads.
Look at us being cleanly.
Gotta be cleanly. Just
Lindsay.
just-
Yes. Okay, so she was
I
also
love
in
her.
Little House on the Prairie.
Yes.
And now she's a real housewife of Beverly Hills.
I do not watch The Real Housewives,
Neither do
but
I.
that's fucking
But
insane.
she's doing that. And
I
she's
relate.
back in Halloween Kills.
I love they had no lighting for this film, so everything had to be so.
You
Which
work
it
with what
works.
you have, right?
This is a masterpiece, dude.
In high school, everything feels like a big deal.
And that's why they all die, because they're only wrapped up in their boyfriends.
And that's the lesson.
And that's the lesson, don't be wrapped up in your boyfriends. You'll die.
I love that he just, like, yanks the plant down. He's like, boom.
And he's like, this is in my way. I love that he just loves watching people get naked. He's like a kid.
I need a robe.
She can't hear
just
you.
Just get me a robe. You're at someone's house and you just tell them, I need a robe.
You tell
Is that
this
a
little
70s
You tell
thing?
this little girl that's like fucking feet away from you in a different house that you need a robe.
And you just put on a man's shirt.
She rocks this shirt hard the rest of the show, or the rest
That's
of the
an
movie.
amazing.
This is a
Halloween
costume.
costume.
I would
Yes.
totally be this costume.
Yeah, see, just fuck you with the plant.
He's like, I can't believe it. You put on a fucking shirt. I'm trying to watch you naked.
I wonder what 300K is now, because that's what this movie was made for. It couldn't be more than like
Inflation?
$1 million. Yeah, with inflation. Like, this is a low budget movie, and they really killed it.
They did their best. Everybody did everything here.
Because, like, yeah, you
Nobody
can say,
could do it. Like,
this
everybody
score
did
is
every job.
iconic, or this character's iconic,
It's all
this kill is iconic.
fantastic.
So much is iconic.
It doesn't
I know
need to
I'm
be
being
there.
repetitive, but this would also be a good drag look.
Lindsay?
Yes. Little Lindsay.
I love the judgment that just radiates off Lindsay.
It's like, bitch, I don't promise you anything.
The judgment
You
of
better
Lindsay.
behave yourself or I'm going to spill this to
And that's why I
everyone.
think she's going to Arya Stark it and kill Michael Myers.
No.
She's going to be
You
like...
think Michael Myers is going to die in Halloween Kills? Halloween Ends
no,
is
and
just...
ends.
Kyle Richards is
No.
not making it to Halloween Ends.
It's gonna, Kills is gonna end with Jamie Lee Curtis dying, Ends is gonna end with Michael Myers dying, and Lindsay is gonna be the cause of the death.
You are full of something silly. I
And
can
Lindsay
tell you that.
is going to cause it.
That's interesting fan
Here's
fiction you
this.
have going
I'm
there.
gonna write it if it doesn't happen.
It doesn't
And
happen,
guess what?
so go ahead and write
And guess
it.
what? It's gonna show up Stephanie Myers style. Remember when
Oh.
we kept trying to call her Stephanie Myers?
You're
like there's more than one
comparing
of her?
yourself as a writer to
Yes.
Stephanie Meyer.
I don't want to, but let's be honest, it's gonna be shit. It's like she
Yeah, but
could
in
walk
theory,
across the
they're
street
gonna get it-
alone.
They're gonna, but she needs to go with her. She can't leave the child.
Lindsay could make it alone.
No.
It's Lindsay.
She has one job as a babysitter. She's at least getting her to Lori before she goes to have sex.
I was like, to pass her off to someone else.
You were ready to just leave the child, at least pass her off to the virgin.
Oh no. I was ready to leave the child. Also, being like 10 in the 70s on Halloween sucks because you're just in your house in your costume with your babysitters, clearly.
And also, there are serial killers everywhere.
And there's no rules.
There's no rule.
There's no rules. Oh, R.I.P. Annie.
No key.
Please, Paul.
Everything was so like brown and orange in the 70s.
All of it. Look at this whole room's
The
brown.
whole room.
This room is all brown and white. This whole house. This is bloodless. He slashed her throat. There's no blood.
I mean, we were at an angle.
Hitchcock style. And nobody believes Tommy. Believe
But
a
also,
child
like,
when they tell you
that's
some
part
shit.
of the brilliance of it being set on Halloween is it's like, oh, you saw a man in a mask.
Fuck off,
Oh,
yeah.
you saw a creepy man. Oh, it looked like a dead body. Like, everything can be explained away on Halloween.
She's like, there's no boogeyman.
Michael's not home.
He's not there. Yeah, you know it. You're stalking the place. Just let him run in real
I mean,
quick.
you still don't need a little child in your business.
True. Because imagine if he
He
stayed.
could also just get hurt, even if it is just an abandoned house.
This seems like I'm very anti-child.
You want children to die.
That's a statement.
You're like, you filled in a lot of blanks
You
there.
definitely said more than I did here. So they're fucking in Lindsay's parents' house.
Yeah, where Annie's
Where
supposed to
Annie
be.
should be,
Right.
but Annie's not there because Annie, unfortunately, is dead in the car in the
Right.
driveway.
And Lindsay is over.
But they don't give a shit because
With
Lindsay's
Laura.
gone for the night and fuck time.
I love how in movies they just go to people's bedrooms. Like, you wouldn't come home and be like, who the fuck was in my bed? Like, is this cum?
Because you know they didn't wash the sheets.
No, they're gonna, like,
They're
she's
teenagers.
literally, like, laying in the bed, naked, smoking a cigarette. Like,
Why does my
who would
sheets
do
smell
that
like
in
smoke?
someone's home?
Nobody.
They don't have anything to do with Annie being there.
And then she...
That family comes home and they're like, the fuck?
And at one point she goes, don't answer the phone. We could get Annie in trouble. Fuck answering the phone. You've come in their master bedroom. Oh,
I don't even want to get this comfortable in someone else's bed.
I don't know where they've been.
Right. Are those sheets clean?
Probably not because they just left on
It's
vacation.
the 70s.
Probably not.
Okay, before you leave on vacation, you put clean sheets
It's
on
the
your bed.
70s. There's no rules then.
Did they have washing machines in the 70s? Okay, that I'm out. That's enough.
Yeah,
For
no,
me.
I'm gone. I'm leaving Linda behind. Would you leave her or would you get her?
That would probably have been enough for me to go back to her.
You'd
I
go
wouldn't
back to Linda?
investigate. I would run upstairs and be like, girl, help.
I'd lock that also.
Definitely. I would not go to the closet, though.
Or the other closet. I love that Michael's just like, I admire my own art, and now I'm gonna play a quick joke on this lady upstairs. And pretend to
With
be
the
her
glasses.
boyfriend.
Once again, great Halloween
Which proves
costume.
that Michael's not just a killing machine. He's cognitive. He knows what's up.
I mean, he's
Got a
sneaky.
sense of humor. He's cheeky. He's like, I'm gonna see some boobs tonight, and that's how I'm gonna do it. Yeah, don't all their parents just live like blocks away? Could they all just go home? And be like, please take care of this situation, parents? I've never thought of this before. Isn't it amusing?
Yeah, I mean, are they at a Halloween party for parents?
It seems all the parents are at a Halloween party for parents. It's weird that Michael put everybody in one room.
And rigged
Because
him up to
look,
fall
wait a
at
minute.
a certain time.
Here we go. There's fucking Linda.
Right. How did he
How'd
rig
that
them
door
up so
open?
he would fall and then she would open
And
the
then that
door?
door open.
Their corpses.
She didn't touch that fucking door.
Michael Myers is a masterful magician.
He's a magician.
Terrible aim, Michael, but... Ooh.
Also bloodless. I feel like this was way bloodier than in my brain, but
Oh,
I guess
no.
that's Hitchcock
really,
effect.
Really, they didn't get too much blood until Halloween 2. They really stepped up the blood.
That's that Hitchcock situation where you're like, you'll just imagine it, it's fine.
This really has... It's a slasher without too much. Like, you don't need the blood.
You don't need it. I like it. I'm like tense. I've seen this 48 times.
Bitch,
11.
wake up, Sleeping Beauty. Let
Yeah.
me the fuck in.
Come on, Lindsay, Tommy, let's roll. The boogeyman's here. You predicted it.
Ooh, she has good
She
aim.
hit him with a knitting needle, and it took him out for a
Just,
minute.
it goes right in and just stays.
It just
the
took him
fuck
out
in,
for a
like,
hot second.
How would that not be very bloody?
How would that take Michael Myers out? It's a knitting needle.
I mean, he's gonna bleed out soon. It's a big
He'll
hole in
be
your neck.
fine. I like how many times she drops the knife in like the next 20
Right,
minutes.
way too trusting.
Like, come on.
She's like, oh, thank God I
great.
will relax on this couch.
She stays there for like 3 minutes. She's like, great. Fuck the kids upstairs. I'm just gonna throw this knife.
Why would you even want to be in
Keep
the room with his body? even if he was dead?
Moving. And Loomis, no sense of urgency, just listening for.
What is he
Trauma?
supposed to do?
Why is he just walking? The bracket told him to stay at the Myers house.
He doesn't give a fuck what Brackett has to
Loomis
say.
couldn't give a shit about any of these people. Loomis thinks they're all stupid.
I found the car. He's here.
He's like, you're all fucking idiots. Listen up.
Right, he wasn't gonna listen to Brackett.
I fucking managed this man for 15 years. He got out of hand. I lost him. I got tons of guilt under this trench coat. What were they doing back there where it's just like one single streamer tied around this
I
tree?
thought that was caution tape.
I hope not. Get ready to run. It's not over. Your babysitter's just too trusting.
You shouldn't be sure.
There's nothing to be scared of. Don't lie to kids like this. They're humans too.
Can you imagine being their age and going through this?
Imagine
The
being
trauma?
their age going through this and then someone looking at you going, there's nothing to be scared of. And then you see the man to be scared of right behind her. All trust is lost with Laurie Strode here.
But they have to recognize that she's also very helpless in this situation.
They're like 8.
What can you do when a big scary man is coming to get you?
She's in a
She's a
closet
babysitter. She's a
without
little
them right
teenager.
now. She put them somewhere else.
Good. She's pulling him away from them. You know, they got the one take because they couldn't replace the closet doors.
This is a different Michael Myers. This is not Nick Castle. And they did get the one take because they had another dude that was really good at breaking shit. And I'm so sorry, I don't remember his name. He was good at breaking shit on the first try. And they were like, you step in now.
See, she has good aim. She gets him right in the eye with the hanger.
But then she's going to grab the knife and then later on drop the knife again. So she's got bad judgment.
Yeah.
Oh, get him.
God, I really hope I'm never in a position where I have to stab a person. I just don't even want to feel what that feels like.
Mm-mm.
You're like, it doesn't feel good. I'm like,
it feels not great. You're gonna regret it.
yeah, just the feeling that, like...
The noise it makes in films makes me not want to stab anyone. He just sits up and she's like so fucking oblivious here, and then she starts to walk and is so precious, and then he grabs her. And this is the scariest part of this movie to me. Where you think you're okay and you're like, I'm gonna leave now. I've gathered myself. I've collected myself and I'm gonna walk away.
Once
and
again,
now someone's choking
she's
you.
way too comfortable. Why would you want to not leave the house immediately?
This is why I'm a ruined person. I don't trust anyone for any reason about anything. No.
There's his face. I mean, she would be fucked if he didn't show up right now with a gun. I hate guns, but in this situation, like, please shoot away.
I also hate guns, but yeah, fuck him up, Donald.
What does he do, 6 rounds?
He unloads his whole gun on him.
Yeah.
And then the first one was 6, yeah.
Bam. Is that the boogeyman?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Donald.
But is he still there?
Of course not.
No, that shit boogied away.
The boogeyman?
Cue that.
He should have
music.
known. You hang out with someone for 15 years and you don't know that they're just
I
like
love that
not
Laurie
going to
just
survive.
knows. He doesn't say anything and Laurie knows.
Donald plays this whole thing like, y'all should have known. I told you.
She's got blood on her hands.
I told you. Like, does Loomis not just look at everybody like, I told you so? The whole fucking time?
He's just like mysteriously into the night.
And
I know
then
these shots were not planned for the ending.
He's alive. Listen to his breathing.
Of course. We don't know where he is, but we can hear that he's there.
He's here. He could be anywhere. Michael Myers creeps me out.
Thank you for joining us for a screening of the feature film Halloween, directed by John Carpenter.
I have to pee now. Bye.
Goodbye.
This has been The Last Podcast with Brian Renaud and Sheena Thornton. Visit randomactchicago.com for more.